Hello and welcome to another Reaconteur video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over a bunch of useless things that I want to see in Deepwoken. Make sure to subscribe since only about 20% of the people watching right now are actually subscribed. Now let's get straight into it. Alright, so first of all, I want racial aging differences. I remember back in Deepwoken's testing seeing Archmage's Primal Vesperian and thinking it would be cool if Vesperians would grow horns and they'd get bigger and bigger as they aged. But no, it's literally just Archmage's personalized OC. I think it'd be way cooler if as you aged your character would get more animalistic traits, because right now it's literally just gray hair and a few wrinkles universal to every race, and you can't even really see the wrinkles most of the time. Now, of course, these effects could be reversed or paused at certain ages with moon or waning rings, but I think there should also be like stages to it, right? So here's some ideas that I had for it. For Capras, since they're goats, make it so like in real life, right? So in real life, goats have horns, and they'll eventually go to the point where they can impale their faces, which is why like goat herders will shave off their horns and cut them. So why not make it so as Capras age, depending on which horn variant they have, their horns grow either straight up and back, or they could like spiral if they have those horns, and then they'd gain more rings of horns the more you age, so then you could have like 3 or 4 rings of horns at most, and they'd be at the side of your head. It would be cool. For Vesperians, just make them age in the Primal Vesperians with smaller horns that get larger and larger until they're full size. For Etrians, maybe give them more snake-like features. Make them scalier as they age, maybe give them fangs and snake tongues and more predatory eyes. And then as Chryscids age, give them more vibrant patterns on their wings and bodies. And then maybe as Khans age, make their sideburns like grow farther out and puff up more. Unless you don't have sideburns, and I guess you could maybe do that with the rest of your hair or something. I don't even know. As Felinors age, you can make their ears have scruffier fur, I guess, or maybe give them tails, but I don't think I like that. This can be done for pretty much all of the races. The only race I can't really figure out what to do with is Ganymede, because they're kind of featureless. But as it is, it's kind of lame that races don't have unique features for aging, because all you get is gray hair and wrinkles that aren't even regularly noticeable. Nobody's gonna see the wrinkles on your face and go, oh, that guy's old, or your gray hair and even care about it. But if you have like 6 spiraling horns as a Capra, that'd be cool. Next up, and I know it's possible, although it's just like really annoying to do because you'd have to use ROBLOX mesh coordinates to leave part of a hat. Regardless, I want functional hats. If I'm wearing a hat in game, I want it to hide my hair above it and stop clipping while still showing the hair below the hat line. That would be cool, but it's kind of impractical. So at least give us like hat hairstyles in various lengths so we can at least have a good hat hairstyle. Or even make it so that way we can set completely different hair IDs with hats equipped, so that I can make sure my haircut actually looks good in game when I'm wearing a hat, because I'm tired of equipping a hat and my hair clips through it and looks really ugly, or you just look bald under the hat because your hair isn't showing at all. So give us the ability to set different hair IDs if you're not gonna like do the first thing, because that's a lot of effort. Now this isn't really that serious, but I kind of want racism back. Yeah, that sounds bad. Sorry, but I just want NPCs to have more characteristics that are defining, because if you talk to like guard NPCs and stuff, they kind of all act the same in different cities when they really shouldn't in lore. And I know that the Etrian racist lore has kind of been like deleted, but they're still supposed to be elitist, so why not give them more elitist dialogue and then make the Hivekin like more welcoming and friendly? It'd just be kind of cool and add a lot to the world. Next up is a few things about color dyeing that I want. First of all, equipment dye regions. I want to be able to dye different pieces of a piece of equipment instead of just tinting the entire thing orange when I try to dye it gold. I'll get back to color dyeing in a second, but it's not even particularly hard for them to script it. It's literally just making it so different sections of a piece of equipment are counted as different coloring regions, and it would add a whole new level of customization that would be awesome. Or they could do the terrible idea of giving us painting ability over clothing, but then people would draw racist patterns on their clothes, so maybe not. What I do want, however, is better color control. When you dye armor equipment, it's not usually a perfect dye unless what you're dyeing is white. It's a tint. So if I dye something orange and it's black, even at its brightest, it'll end up a weird, dark, muddy orange. Give us advanced coloring option that completely lets us change the level of tint and also have true colors, so that maybe Prophet's Cloak could one day be usable in drip. Just kidding, it'd still be trash. Also, maybe the ability to hide like the chain from neck accessories, so you only have the charm or medallion or emblem or main accessory, whatever you want to call it. Just let me disable that chain. And I don't know, the explanation is I'm using magic from the song to have it hover on my chest or stick to my skin or something, I don't know. Next up, give us the ability to put more things on as cosmetics. It'd be cool if I could like hang books or actual potions I have in my inventory around my waist or on my back or something. And while you're at it, make new potion models. Give us flasks and test tubes and vials and beakers and stuff, instead of just these lame generic potion bottles. I guarantee you I can fit a deadlier dosage of thallium in a small vial than a dose of atropine. So maybe make deadlier or more harmful potions have smaller encasings, and then like healing potions and more positive ones have larger ones, just as a fun little model change, but also as like a way to show how deadly a potion is. by just changing the model and making it smaller. Let's also get more facial equipment that actually looks good. The Thrall of Enmity is maybe the ugliest thing ever, and so is the Demon Mask and the Hockey Mask, or Iron Mask, whatever it's called. They all suck. None of them look good. Give us simpler facial accessories. And back to the more cosmetic option stuff, why not also let us adjust the placement of certain things? Like, for example, the Mercenary boot has a gun on it. Let us switch the side, maybe move the gun over to the left or the right leg, or even put it on the hip side rather than on the front, or slightly move it up and down. That'd be cool. And it'd just be more customization, which we all love that, right? This game has become like a show and tell fashion show more than anything, because making builds isn't particularly hard, and there's not a whole lot of PvP content, and there isn't a whole lot of PvE content either. Now this next one's actually breaking the theme of the video because it is not useless, sadly, but I want better ship combat. I know this isn't useless, but before Deepwoken came out, I thought it'd be cool to be a pirate or a Viking and start getting into big battles overseas with people. And then back then they also had the whole idea of like guild-based islands where you'd get your own island and you'd be able to upgrade it with like villages and stuff, and then you'd be able to raid them like a Viking and you'd be able to pillage and kill. But now that we're in Deepwoken, the most ship combat we get is 3 people 8 power levels over you, blocking off Songseeker with their big ass boat and then jumping you, which is lame. I also wanted by the way, make Songseeker more wide. Why can people block the entire lane with their boats? It is stupid. Like, this is the #1 thing in this whole video. Make Songseeker wider. I don't want to be progressing and have my boat blocked off by someone. It's stupid. I also wanted to be able to equip any weapon in either hand for different animations and downsides and upsides to it. So I could equip like 2 Viking war axes and fight like that. But Viking war axes don't even exist in Deepwoken, right? Which is lame. I wanted to be a Viking so bad when this game was about to come out. I thought there was gonna be at a Kraken boss fight. That's not useless. I'm getting into too much useful stuff, right? But only offhand weapons work in the offhand, and they all kind of suck, and I don't want to use them, right? So let me just offhand any weapon. Also, let's get some new assassination animations. Why do I stab someone in the back with a great hammer, or fist them because I'm using fists? I understand that second one, but that's not the best way to kill someone with fists. So I don't know, make fists snap people's necks, make great hammers hit you in the back of the head like a baseball bat, make a rapier stab someone in the kidney in the lower left back area. This makes sense since rapiers are stabbing, not slicing weapons and targeting a weak point, like the kidneys, would make a whole lot of sense. Speaking of weak points, this is unrelated to the video entirely, but I'm just gonna let you guys know some knowledge. The weakest parts of the body to target in a fight with or without the weapon are the liver on the lower right side of your torso, which is like the right side of your abs, so left side of their body if you're facing them. The solar plexus, which is in the middle and about 3 inches down from the center of your chest. The spleen on the left side of your body, right below the rib cage. That's going to be the right of anyone you're facing. The armpits if you're using a bladed weapon because they're full of nerves. And the right and left sides of your lower back are the kidneys, which are, you know, vital organs. You could punch them, you could stab them, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I also hope they add some sort of physics for like coats and stuff, and like the ability to toggle them, right? So you could like keep them static instead of just, you know, always flowing. And maybe custom hairstyles that flow in the wind purposely if the devs want to add some of those. That'd be cool. Or a farming. And then we could also like get the ability to hold coats in a certain place or position if physics are turned off, so it can always look like your cape's flowing or something. I don't know. As a whole, this was just a bunch of stuff I personally would like to see in Deepwoken, most of it being cosmetic, a little bit of it being not useless, which kind of breaks the theme of the video, but it's not that serious. It'd be cool if players were given more cosmetic options in game, since as it is right now, most people make very unoriginal drip, so hopefully this helps with all that. Hope you all enjoyed. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. Shoutouts to tier 2 members and higher. Green, Pickle, Brick, Highcard, Goobka, and Drizzy Drake Fan. I love you all. Hope you all have an amazing day. Follow me on Twitch where I stream at least once or twice a week. Except maybe not the week you're watching this, because if I'm being completely honest, all the videos that I'm uploading this week were made in one day because I spent like 16 hours editing because I'm not going to be in the state for a week. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. I love you all. Have an amazing day and goodbye.